I don't want to do this anymore.
What the fuck are we doing on this earth, man?
At this point, America isn't even a country anymore. It's a stress factory.
This life isn't normal, is it? Like, we're not meant to be working 9 to 5.
I'm tired. I've had breakdowns, not just mental, not just emotional, but because I see it clearly now. This is all a really fucked up, out-of-date game.
You wake up tired. You work a job that's killing your spirit.
I am so tired of living my life in survival mode.
I'm just tired of hardships. I'm tired of struggle.
Despite having 2 college degrees and making close to $80,000 a year, I still cannot keep up with the cost of living.
We wake up tired not because we're weak, but because we're expected to perform enthusiasm for systems that don't care that we're okay.
Lately, it feels like everyone is tired. Not just physically tired, but deeply, quietly exhausted. Tired of waking up to alarms. Tired of rushing through mornings that don't feel like their own. Tired of working jobs that barely cover the basics. And even when people do everything right, it still feels like they're falling behind. You work more, you spend less, you plan carefully, and somehow, it's never enough. Every month comes with another bill, another subscription, another increase that no one voted for and no one explains. Rent goes up, groceries go up, insurance goes up, paychecks don't, so people adapt. They cut joy first, then rest, then hope. What used to be called burnout now feels like a permanent state of being. And the hardest part isn't just the work, it's the feeling that the system doesn't care. That no matter how hard you try, you're just a number, a productivity unit, a replaceable piece in something far bigger than you. People aren't asking for luxury anymore. They're asking for breathing room, time, stability, a sense that life is more than paying to exist. But modern life keeps demanding more effort, more patience, more sacrifice, while giving less back. And that's why so many people feel disconnected, unmotivated, numb, not because they're lazy, but because they're tired of running a race where the finish line keeps moving.
I dare you to find the lie, but I don't think most people are burned out. I think they're reacting correctly. We wake up tired not because we're weak, but because we're expected to perform enthusiasm for systems that don't care that we're okay. We're not overwhelmed by work, we're overwhelmed by pretending that this pace is normal. Somewhere along the way, exhaustion became a personal failure instead of a logical response. And the wildest part, you're told to fix it with a routine or like a planner or a morning walk, as if the problem is you and not the fact that we treat rest like a reward instead of a requirement. If you feel tired all the time, you're not broken, you're just paying attention.
I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. I've had breakdowns, not just mental, not just emotional, but because I see it clearly now. This is all a really fucked up, out-of-date game. Money isn't even real. Debt, credit scores, rent, mortgages, they are pieces of paper or numbers on a screen. None of it is real. But the consequences, those are real. On us. And this game only exists so a few people can feel powerful. Their entire identity is status. And the only way they feel something is when they're dominating other people. And we're all supposed to just play along. Work ourselves in the ground, lose our minds so they can keep this fantasy going. I'm tired of living in a world where survival is a game. Tired of pretending this is normal. Honestly, I don't know what happens after whatever this is. But I know this can't be it.
Dude, it feels to me like the world is at a fever pitch. I've got Trump fatigue syndrome and news fatigue syndrome. But just the pace of fucking news and change and your ability to be able to discern between, okay, do I need to pay attention to this? Is this a really big deal? And it's just here today, tomorrow's fish and chips wrapper. And the advent of AI, rising tensions with China, what's China going to do? All of this stuff that's going on is, it really doesn't surprise me that people are feeling a little bit overwhelmed. It's a difficult one to try and work out how to navigate the world as a sane human who needs to keep abreast of the stuff that's important. Yeah. And I read this thing from Adam Lane Smith the other day saying, your system is designed for stress, but not for complexity. that your issue is not that you're working hard, it's that your life is not sufficiently simple. What they mean is life is complex. What they really struggle with is complexity.
I am so tired of living my life in survival mode because despite having 2 college degrees and making close to $80,000 a year, I still cannot keep up with the cost of living. I still cannot afford all of my bills every month and have to live paycheck to paycheck. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I am sacrificing my mental health, my time, and my energy to take care of people in their most vulnerable moments, and a lot of the time they do not make it. At the very least, I should be able to pay my bills. And for anyone who's thinking, oh, well, you shouldn't have chose that job, somebody has to do it. And you know damn well if your loved one was critically ill, you would want somebody to take care of them, right? Something has to give. I cannot keep doing this.
One of the strangest things about modern life is how busy everyone is, yet how little it feels like we're actually living. Most days are spent preparing to work, working, or recovering from work. The time in between, the part that's supposed to be life, gets smaller every year. People are exhausted before the week even begins. Mondays feel heavy, Fridays feel rushed, weekends disappear in chores, errands, and recovery. And even rest doesn't feel like rest anymore. Phones buzz, emails linger. The pressure to be productive never fully shuts off. You're expected to always be improving, always learning, always optimizing. But no one asks if you're okay. People don't hate work because they're lazy. They hate work because it consumes everything and still doesn't provide security. You give your time, your energy, your health, and in return, you get just enough to come back tomorrow. That imbalance wears people down. Not all at once, but slowly.
At this point, America isn't even a country anymore. It's a stress factory. And you and me, we're the product. You wake up tired. You work a job that's killing your spirit. You work hard to pay bills that leave you with nothing. Then you scroll to escape it until you fall asleep and sleep just enough to wake up and repeat. You're not building a life. You're managing symptoms. Burnout, debt, loneliness, anxiety, and they somehow normalize all of it. And if you dare to slow down, you're lazy. If you step back and question any of it, you're entitled. And if you break and you just can't keep going any longer, then they replace you. Listen, you're not failing. You're actually being extracted, and they call it freedom.
What the fuck are we doing on this earth, man? Every day, most of us wake up and go to a job that we really don't fucking like, but we can't really quit because we got to get the money to pay the bills that they say it's important to pay. What the fuck is the point of this life, man? We go to grocery stores and buy food that God gave us for free. Why the fuck did we pay for lights? Well, that's just the way it is. Fuck you. I'm tired of all this "that's just the way it is" bullshit. This whole fucking system is garbage. America ain't nothing but a big-ass fucking plantation, man. A big-ass fucking plantation. What the fuck are we doing here? There are days I don't want to be on this earth. And I'm not saying I want to unalive myself and nothing like that. But I'm tired, man. It's like, what the fuck is the point of any of this? To work till we 60, 70 years old? Most of us ain't gonna fucking live to see 50. But we gotta work to maybe retire? Man, fuck you and all that bullshit, man. I don't give a fuck about who president, left, right, and all this dumbass shit. I'm tired of this whole fucking game, man. It's a big ass game. It's a big ass charade. America is a fucking plantation. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say about it, man. This shit is exhausting. Like, I don't even want to look for another job. I'm gonna walk in there, they gonna ask me, why do you even want this job? Bitch, because I need some fucking money to pay the bills that they tell me is important to pay. The fuck out of here, man.
This life isn't normal, is it? Like, we're not meant to be working 9 to 5. We're not meant to be getting the kids out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning to rush, to fight with them, to go to school where they don't want to be anyway. They want to spend time with their parents, right? They actually want to spend time with their parents, having fun with their parents. But of course, our hands are tied, aren't they? Because we have to go out and work to earn money to be able to pay for the house, to pay for the car, to pay for the phone, to pay for all these things that we need, to pay the bills, to pay water. Water, why are we paying for water? It's free. It falls from the goddamn sky. But this modern life is designed to do exactly that. It's designed to tie you up, to enslave you to it, so that you become dependent upon the current system that we live in. Now, of course, the knock-on effect from this is that the life that we live is so anti-natural, it causes us stress. And the stress, we don't have time to spend together as a family, right? How many of you are in relationships where you're just constantly fighting? And it's not because you think it's because your partner's annoying. You think it's because there are these little niggly things, but it's not. It's because you're stressed. It's because your life inherently is not relaxing, right? Because you're probably working a job that doesn't pay you anything near enough for the amount of effort you put into it. And so what we do is we take our frustrations out on the one person that we actually truly desire to be with, right? And it goes backwards and forwards, men to women, women to men. And then, of course, the family dynamic falls down. People end up getting divorced. They live in sexless marriages. Children are being brought up on iPads because their parents are tired from spending all their energy. Like, we only have so much energy in one day, right? There's only so many fucks we can give. And quite often, all of those fucks, all of that energy is given up to work to a boss that we really don't care about, also that we can have a little bit of money to live in a house.
And then there's the money. Everything costs something now, not just housing and food, but peace of mind, subscriptions for entertainment, fees for convenience, premiums for safety. Life feels like a constant transaction. You pay to exist, you pay to relax, you pay to escape the stress caused by paying. And when people complain, they're told to budget better, work harder, or be grateful. But gratitude doesn't cover rent, and motivation doesn't lower prices. The system keeps asking for more while offering less stability in return. Jobs feel temporary. Housing feels uncertain. The future feels delayed. So people stop dreaming long term. They focus on getting through the month, then the week, then the day. It's not a lack of ambition, it's self-preservation. When survival takes up all your energy, there's nothing left for joy.
Completely pointless. It's not something that we should be going through. Like, I'm reading so many of your comments. I'm also reading some of them where people are in horrible situations, people unable to make ends meet and all that stuff. And it's heartbreaking to read. And I wish all you guys well. Even I'm going through shit, and I just feel like I don't believe in the fact that, hardships should be part of growth, should be part of life. No, this system is making us go through these hardships. The fact that we have to work, the fact that we have to go to school, the fact that we have to have good grades to get that degree, and then use that degree to get that job that's going to give you that high salary if you can in this job market. Nobody should struggle. It's just heartbreaking to see myself and many people as well just struggle, go through hardships, and it's not. I find it completely stupid how we have to go through this, because it's this system basically. The system is making us have to pay bills, have to pay rent, depending our lives on a piece of paper, on a digital number. No wonder we're all like stressed and going through struggle because of that. Because we have to keep working harder. I just don't believe in struggle and hardships. I don't. It's something that we will all go through, that we have no choice but to deal with. We have to come to terms with it. We just have to accept it. But I'm allowed to say that I don't like it, that I don't agree with it. And people will tell me that, hardships is a part of life. That's how it is. You have to go through it to get to the good days. Right now, I don't really have much to look forward to in this life, but this may sound really sad at the moment. Maybe I'm just going through a phase, but I'd be happy knowing that I'm not passing on this life onto my non-existent children. I would die comfortably knowing that I am not imposing this shit show of a reality onto my non-existent children. I'd be happy to know that I have accomplished that, you know. I've been questioning so many things, like earlier, like I said, about, being around large crowds, the traffic and everything. And, recently, a couple weeks ago, I got into a car crash. A car hit into me. And, I wasn't even scared when the crash happened. Like, I was shocked. I was kind of just looking on the side, and I saw him come. Like, the driver didn't stop. He just kept going in, bam. And I was just like, oh, here we go. Like, right before he hit, I was like, here we go. My thought was just like, oh, I have to deal with, getting the repairs done, dealing with insurance, giving my police report. And I was just like, oh, I have to deal with this. I wasn't even concerned about my safety. I didn't really, I'm safe. Don't worry about that. But nothing happened to me. But I wasn't even concerned about myself. I was just like, it's almost like as if I was ready to die, basically. As crazy as that sounds. I was just more concerned about what the shit I had to deal with after that. I was doing all the things, like giving the police report, talking on the phone with the insurance company and everything, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Why is this life? I'm just questioning everything that I'm doing. I'm just like, what is this? What am I doing? Why is this happening? Why is this life? It's hard for me to explain something like this. Well, I would never explain something like this who doesn't have this awareness. Only people who are aware would get me, with this, what I'm going through right now. All this to make me think, I'm wondering if it's better to be ignorant about, how, the saying ignorance is bliss. I'm wondering now if it's better to be ignorant about the reality of things or to actually know the truth. I don't know anymore, because knowing the truth is good in a way, because I can actually do something about it and carve my own path and do what I want to do, even though right now I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have a plan or anything, which that's what makes me stressed in life right now. But the fact that I can do something about it and just carve my own path, despite the societal pressure, but at the same time, if I didn't know what I know now, if I didn't have this awareness, I would just be the typical person just going to work mindlessly, not questioning anything, working Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, thinking that everything's normal, commuting to work every day, and not saying how exhausting any of this is. It's almost as if I never want to go back to that, even though I'm kind of not in a good place right now, because we technically don't even win in life, no matter what situation we're in, it seems. Also, this whole awareness thing has kind of lately been affecting, my hobbies. There are days where I just don't feel like doing anything. And I even have people telling me, if they want to have plans or something, and I'm just like, I don't even know what to say. Should I just pretend to act excited and go along with it? Or should I actually say, no, I'm not interested? I'm just tired of pretending to be an act, pretending that I'm okay, pretending that everything's positive. I just want to exist. I just want to be. I just want to live without having to put up with so much bullshit in this world, in this life. Anyways, this has been a crazy rambling type video. I really needed to get everything out there, just to get it off my chest. I think it feels better in a way, but even though I'm still not in a good place. Yep, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys on the next one.
What makes modern life so heavy isn't just the workload or the bills or the constant pressure. It's the feeling that none of it is temporary, that this isn't a rough phase you'll grow out of, that this is the structure now. People were told that if they worked hard, things would eventually stabilize, that sacrifice early on would lead to freedom later, but for many, later never came. Instead, responsibility arrived early and never left. People don't feel tired because they lack ambition. They feel tired because ambition has nowhere safe to land. Dreams get postponed, then downsized, then quietly abandoned. Not because people stopped caring, but because caring became too expensive. Every choice feels made under pressure. Every decision has consequences that stretch years into the future, and mistakes don't come with second chances anymore. One wrong move can set someone back permanently. So, people become cautious, guarded, emotionally exhausted. They stop asking big questions about life because they're busy answering small ones just to get through the day. What's for dinner? Can I afford this bill? How long until payday? This kind of exhaustion isn't dramatic. It doesn't scream. It hums quietly in the background of everyday life. And because everyone feels it, it starts to feel normal. But normal doesn't mean healthy. A system that requires constant output without offering stability. In return, slowly drains the people inside it. And when people are drained long enough, they stop believing anything can change. That's the most dangerous part. Not anger, not frustration, resignation. When people accept exhaustion as the cost of living. When they stop imagining a better structure. When they internalize struggle as a personal failure instead of a systemic one. Modern life isn't just tiring, it's isolating. Everyone is struggling quietly, thinking they're the only ones falling behind, but they're not. This exhaustion is shared. This frustration is collective. This numbness is widespread. People aren't asking for everything to be easy. They're asking for it to make sense, for effort to be rewarded, for rest to be possible, for life to feel like more than an endless transaction. The truth is, humans weren't designed to live like this. Constantly monitored, constantly evaluated, constantly rushing. We weren't meant to measure our worth in productivity metrics or our time in billable hours. Yet, here we are, still trying, still showing up, still functioning, even when we're worn thin. And that resilience shouldn't be exploited, it should be respected. If so many people feel the same exhaustion, the same disillusionment, the same quiet grief for a life they were promised, then maybe the problem isn't individual motivation. Maybe it's the system that demands everything and gives back so little. Feeling tired of modern life doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're paying attention. It means you've noticed the imbalance, the contradiction, the cost. And noticing is the first step toward imagining something better. Not overnight change, not unrealistic fantasies, but a life where rest isn't guilt, where work doesn't erase identity, where existence isn't a subscription model. Modern life may be exhausting, but exhaustion doesn't have to be the end of the story. It can also be a signal that something needs to change.